we might still be wrapping up split 2, or like the former spring split of the LTA North, but it is now 90 degrees outside. It's summer for me, and if you got a problem with me being shirtless while talking about League of Legends, well, that's on you, because I ain't wasting 20 minutes outside to get a damn tan if I don't have to. Welcome back, everybody, to
Into the pit! Into the pit! Everyone get in here!
I've been hitting the gym recently. It's not too bad on the arms. The gut's always going to be a little bit there, but it kind of, it is what it is. I'll take it for the most part. But man, do we have a busy week of League of Legends. We got to start with the 2 in memoriam sections. Oh, God, let's get this first one out of the way. I've since had some time to cool off. If you want my initial meltdown after 100 Thieves did get upset by Shopify Rebellion, be sure to go check out that video. It's entertaining, apparently, according to some. It's my most watched video on my channel in like the last month and a half. That's like talking about like North America specific League of Legends. And yeah, I kind of freaked out, and I'm still in that spot for the most part. Now, interviews have come out since that loss, and yeah, Golden Glue took responsibility for that Game 3 draft not being more assertive and not telling Sniper, hey, you're not going to play Riven into Ornn. Like, you're not going to be able to get in like that big of an advantage to the point where we don't get screwed everywhere else. So, yeah, like, not good coaching that he didn't have control over his players, or like at least enough say that like he could put his foot down there. But I get that players in league determine more so than the coaches, at least as of late, especially when it comes to draft. But there are more concerning words when it comes to Golden Glue. They're obviously open to potential roster changes. I think the one that most people are going to be looking at, it's going to be Sniper in the top lane, or at least bringing somebody in to try and get ready to potentially replace River as he goes in for his military service. But it sounds like they're probably going to find out soon whether they will actually be in the LTA next year or not, or whether 100 Thieves will be out and they'll bring somebody else in. I still don't know who in the world you can get that's going to be a better partner than 100 Thieves in this situation, but I mean, they have to plan their annual operating budget. It's now coming up on July, and for those that don't know, the budgets for next year and what each team is going to have available to them to try and go into the offseason with happens like very soon. Like, it all happens pretty quick. So we're going to find out real quick probably whether 100 Thieves is still going to be around or whether they're getting the boot, and I will cry and deal with that whenever the time comes. So may they rest in peace for this split. At least the international events for me can be a little bit more, not relaxed, because anytime North America's playing, it's definitely not a relaxed topic in any way, shape, or form, but it's not like as personal. I don't have to sit here and validate if 100 Thieves were to mess up again really badly to a minor region. So thank God, like, that's at least not a thing. The other one, though, I mean, let's be honest. This was expected in every way, shape, or form. Like, I'm glad they got a game. That's good. And I know that Spawn said in an interview afterwards, and people were like, oh, you're drama baiting by saying that, like, because UG stayed in the entire time and played Sejuani. Like, to me, that signals that, like, Umpty is definitely on his way out. Even though that might not be the case now, I don't care what, you got to read the room. And, like, that is the temperature of the room right now. Anyways, I'm getting sidetracked. This is about Dignitas. Don't quite know what to say about Dig. I mean, they finished kind of exactly where we thought they would be. Surdy's initial split definitely, like, or initial, like, first 2 splits leaves a little bit to be desired, for sure. A lot of players on Dig, I think, like, I think this roster as it stands will continue to finish pretty much exactly here. There's no, like, other than Surdy continuing to develop and, like, actually growing into being a top 4 top laner in the league, like, there's really nobody on this roster that I looked at and was like, yeah, man, they like really overperformed expectations. Shaden had his moments for sure. Kaney also looked decent at times, but overall, like, this team performed exactly how you would expect. Like, they would, one of these players would have to show me something more than we have already seen for me to believe that they could climb anywhere above that or beyond that. Like, for Dig, I mean, I don't know. It's just a really weird spot with this roster in particular. I hope all their players stream, though. I genuinely enjoyed Surdy whenever he was on Hotline League. I just enjoy his, like, the way he converses with people. It's very direct, which I appreciate, but it need, like, dude, do it more often. Stream more often. Like, post your clips on TikTok and all that shit. I know he got a bad rep, especially with Dom. Like, anytime I watched I Will Dominate's co-streams of Dignitas games, dude, he was laying into Surdy. But if there's one thing that he does know how to do well, is that he knows how to play the media. And you can develop this storyline of, like, hey, I'm a player that you want to cheer for and want to see get better. But keep going with that, brother. I enjoy your stuff. Keep it up. Let's kick it down below, though, and I can put a shirt back on to do LTA Fantasy because, oh, God. I'm going to be real with you. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to afford to, like, change players this week at all. As always, if you want to join the Shy Knockers, our LTA Fantasy group, be sure to join in Discord, join up. We are 4 away from having 100 people, which would be really freaking cool. The good thing with my team is that I at least have APA and Core JJ to keep, but I need to find 4 high-value players with only 4 teams remaining for 3 slots. I can't imagine this is actually going to be able to happen. Like, I'm going to have to go for the South in this situation. Like, I'm not going to be, I can't afford anybody else. I mean, at least I can get Fudge. That's good. That's something. Wait, I can't. No, I can't even get Fudge with, oh, God. Let me get rid of Shaden. And again, I'll pick up Yuji. It's like the lowest point total that I can get, even if he might not be playing. Who knows? Let's just take the small multiplier that I can get. Anything for points. Let's give him that. Bot lane. Oh, God. All right, here we go. FBI, 12 points. We can remove him. Oh, no. Never. Hey, you know what? Maybe I'll be fine. If I can call these upsets, maybe it's not too bad. All right, let's grab Fudge. All right, I like this pick. Let's give him the Aatrox. Why not? That gives us 13 to work with at bottom lane. I can actually get a decent pick here. Holy crap. All right, nice. What about contracts? Can I get contracts instead of Yuji? Like, if I go with a cheaper bot lane, so say I go like B-Boy, like, I put all my eggs in the Shopify basket. Let's say the series goes late. Let's give him a Felios. Why not? Can I pick up contracts? I got 2.5 remaining. UG's 6.5 contracts is... I think I can. Can I? No, I'm too short. Shit. All right, well, I gotta stick with UG. It is what it is. I don't have a choice. I have no other options. What I say before? I say Viego? Yeah, I'll stick with Viego. I mean, that's literally... It's all I can do. Like, I have no choice. It's not like I have a budget to work with in any way, shape, or form. And I'm 30th out of 96, which is not bad, if I'm being honest. But, like, the odds of catching up the beans at this point are slim to none. So I think he's pretty much got it. In all honesty, this is probably one of the most exciting weekends of League that I think we've had in quite a long time. And not just, like, hype of coming back, like, legitimately good matchups through and through. I think it's pretty clear that FlyQuest and Cloud9 are 1-2 in this league. It is going to be one of those 2 teams going to MSI in some capacity. Now, whoever wins this series does not mean that they will win the second series again. I think this is just more of like a test and a warm-up, and typically the team that loses this matchup ends up winning the next one. So if you're C9, maybe you chuck this one if you actually want to win the split. I mean, that goes for either team. But I do think the other matchup as well in Team Liquid and Shopify is going to be close. Now, you've seen a lot of analysts starting to change their tone on that, or not change their tone, but like be very outspoken in the fact that this is like 55-45. This is going to be a lot closer than people expect. And I'll be honest with you, I'm going to predict Shopify on this one. Like, I know that might blow some people's minds. I know that might not be what they were expecting, but the reality is I think Contracts is going to be better than either jungle that plays this series for Team Liquid. Impact is continuously not looking great, all things considered, and Fudge has continued to level up. And if we can get the Fudge that we saw towards the end of his tenure, or at least, like, never mind, not the end, like when they were winning on C9, even though they had firepower elsewhere, like Fudge is stepping up. And if we see that and we see him continue to grow, he can and will be better than Impact this series, and that will be your X factor. From there, it is just on the C9 bot lane to do what they can do, which is go even, not get crushed by Yawn and Core JJ, and just not let Yawn take over fights. Like, that's it. Your key to shutting down TL as of right now is to just not let Yawn go berserk in any way, shape, or form. Like, I don't think TL is coordinated enough at this moment to be able to do anything other than that. So if you can enable Fudge, Contracts, and honestly, if Palafox goes even with APA, like, I think they're fine. I legitimately do think that is enough to win. Now, will they do that? I don't know. Team Liquid, every time after they have a loss with Spawn as coach, or like a loss in a best-of-5 situation, they bounce back pretty damn well. So this would be one where it's like, if TL wants to prove a point, in that next weekend, that first matchup between, like, say TL wins, or say whoever wins here, and C9 or FlyQuest, like, if you don't want that to just be a unanimously agreed upon stomp, you need to step up here for both sides. Now, maybe UG has more time to develop. We still don't know at the time of filming this who's going to start. I would assume it's going to be UG. Maybe they swap in Umpty halfway through. And I'd be really curious to see if this goes to a Game 5. I'm assuming they would play Umpty, but I want to see his nerves, because like his nerves have been a continuous problem for him. That yes, like he steps up in these times where other people are faltering, but when we see him go against teams where it's like, okay, you both need to play insanely well because the other guy's not just going to crumble like 100 Thieves did whenever they played against him. It's like, okay, he has not done that, and that's not good. So for that reason, honestly, I'm hoping that Shopify does take this series, which might be a turn of pace for some people. The other one, look, I might be a C9 hater. I know I kind of am to a certain extent, but I want to see them keep this series close. I know like a lot of C9 fans are like, oh, you know, we are better than people are giving us credit to be. And I will give you that you are. And you can't take my opinion for it, because I will continuously discount you until you actually do it and win. And even just winning this series against FlyQuest is not enough for me to prove that you have what it takes to get over the hump and be a champion of the region again. Because I saw you make it to finals in 2023 against NRG and chuck it really bad. So like I'm not sold until it's done for C9. I am still picking FlyQuest for this series, which arguably benefits C9 if they were to get the bounce back and like win from the lower bracket coming up. But FlyQuest has shown a gear that they can level up to in playoffs that we have not seen from C9, where it's like, oh, if you take current form, yes, I clearly see the path where C9 wins that. Thanatos has played through top. Their lanes in general just win, as Loki is better than people give him credit for. But I don't think you're going to be able to do that in a best of 5 against FlyQuest, who have continuously shown that they are one of, if not the premier team in the region right now. They're defending champions, assuming, well, you got to talk about split one a little bit. They choke there, but like last year, best of 5s, like in that situation, like they won. They were in finals prior to that. They were like the farthest team to go at Worlds with the same players and the same roster. We've seen the ceiling that these guys can get to, and as of right now, that is higher than the sum of what we have seen from C9. That does not diminish C9's potential, but I will continue to doubt them until it actually happens. Hater or not, it's just how I am. I don't need to give anybody but 100 Thieves benefit of the doubt, and even then I got a lot of explaining to do. So anyways, that's this week's episode of The Pit. I gotta go get ready for a weekend concert. I actually gotta go to MetLife, which I can see off in the distance here in about an hour and a half. So I'm gonna edit this, get it all out there, and I hope you all enjoy the series this weekend. I'll be watching Saturday, probably live with everybody, playing games, maybe streaming on Twitch and watching, and then Sunday, well, I gotta teach golf, so whenever I get home, and that's that. Oh, don't forget, we'll be watching LTA Finals the weekend after on Father's Day here in New York City. I won't be there. I'll be golfing with my father, but be sure to come out and have a good time. We're going to be doing drink giveaways and much more. I'll catch you around.